Welcome students to our individual challenge number 6. Let's start with number 1. What is 60% of 75? Remember, is over of equals the percent. Percent is out of 100. So it's asking what is. So is our x, of is the denominator. Okay? So reduce and then cross multiply and divide. Number 2, using the grid below, what are the coordinates of the point on the graph for car B that is on the same vertical line as point P? So look for car B. They're referring to this line. So we want to know what are the coordinates of the point that are on B that line up with point P. Here's point P. So give these coordinates. Remember, x comes before y. Number 3, what is the solution to the inequality? So this inequality, you treat it like an equation. This is a one-step equation. You want to get the variable isolated by itself. I'm multiplying -3 times x, so you do the opposite operation. Instead of multiply, that's right, you divide. Make sure you carry over the -3. Now remember your integer rules. A positive divided by a negative is a negative. That's right. Now there's one more thing. What happens whenever you multiply or divide by a negative? What happens to the sign? I'll let you figure it out. Number 4, what is the value of the expression? This is a PEMDAS. So PEMDAS, P stands for parentheses. So we have to do the operation inside the parentheses. What are we going to do? Subtract, then take it to the power. So 6 to the second power, then divide. Remember, that's not 6 times 2, that's 6 times 6. All right, number 5. Write an equivalent expression. This is the distributive property we're looking at. So remember, you have to distribute to everyone inside the parentheses. 2 times 7x plus 2 times 3. All right, good luck with that one. All right, number 6 is a little more complicated. In the table, we have a survey of the favorite type of pets for each student in Mrs. Johansson's English class. Suppose 8 students rather than 5 chose the hamster as their favorite type of pet. How will the relative frequency change? All right, so first we have to find the relative frequency of the original 5 hamsters. All right, so I'll get you started. Relative frequency is finding the percent. So the part is 5. We have 5 hamsters out of the total pets. So you need to add those up, okay? Now, to change this to a percent, top dog in the house. So you're dividing 5 by the total, okay? You will come up with a decimal answer, okay? Now we want to change the decimal to a percent. Dr. Pepper. So you're moving the decimal 2 places to the right. All right. Step 2. Now what if our answers for the hamster changed to 8? Okay? Now we have to find the frequency, relative frequency, having 8 hamsters. So now we take the 8 over the new total. You need to add 3 more to the total you found originally. Change this, top dog in the house, to a decimal. Then we're going to take our decimal, Dr. Pepper, and we're going to change it to a percent. And then how did the frequency change? So we're going to take our second relative frequency, our Dr. Pepper that we found, that percent, and subtract it from our first percent. That will be the change. Number 7. The code for the math lab today is pineapple. Number 7. What is the area of the trapezoid? So get out your formula chart. You should have looked this up. Area is base 1 plus base 2. Add those first. Those go in parentheses, times the perpendicular height, divided by 2. So remember, the height is always perpendicular. That means it makes a 90-degree angle to the base. So this is your height, and these are your bases. All right, don't forget to square your units. Number 8. What quantity is the independent variable in the grid on the right? Independent. Remember our little trick to remember? Independent is short, little I, like the short little x. Dependent has the long stem, like the y in the y-axis. So if we're looking for the independent, we're also looking at the x-axis. So come over to your grid and look at the label for the x-axis. Number 9. We're looking at a table. Mrs. Brown recorded the score of each student in her class. First, they want you to draw a stem and leaf plot to show the data. So just to get you started, remember your stem and leaf is a T. Your stem will go on the left. Your leaves will go on the right. You look for your lowest number, which appears to be 74. Okay, so you're going to start with 70, 80, all the way to 90. And then place your leaves in order across. So I have 74 twice and then 76. You can finish the rest. All right, the second part of this problem is to draw a box and whisker. So I'm going to show you step by step how to work this problem. So we're going to call this the box and whisker. Step 1, order your numbers from least to greatest. Okay, so get these 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 numbers and put them in order. Then find the median. What is median? That's the middle. If there's an even number, there's 10 numbers, therefore we will not have an exact middle. So remember to take the average of the two middle numbers. Okay, so add them and divide by 2. All right, step 3. Now you're going to find the median of the lower quartile, which is the lower half. And since there's 5 numbers there, you will have an exact middle. Step 4, you will now find the median, which is the middle, of the upper quartile, which is the upper half. Once again, we have 5 numbers on the upper half, so we have an exact middle. So this is the lower quartile, this is the upper quartile. Okay, your whiskers. Did I spell that? Okay, is your lowest and highest value. All right, now let's take those and make our box and whisker. Draw your number line. The middle of your box is your median of all the data. Your upper quartile will be the end of the box towards the right. Your lower quartile will be the edge of your box to the left. And then your whiskers will be your high and your low number. All right, hopefully that will help you get started. All right, number 10, write each rational number as A over B. So we have a whole number, 12. How would you write that as a fraction? And then 0.75. To change that to a fraction, you write it like you say it. All right, good luck, students, and we'll see you next time. Bye.